This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Columbia Insurance Agency, serving the Lynn community for over 60 years with home, auto, and business insurance.
Hello and welcome to the LCTV News. I'm Mukala Kabongo. In this edition of the LCTV News, the City of Lynn receives bond, Gazebo installation at Marshview Park, Lynn Grows 1-year celebration, charity hip-hop fundraiser, sit down with Eco Brick Building Project, and more. On Wednesday, the City of Lynn announced that it received bids from bond underwriters for approximately $7,580,000 in 15-year general obligation state qualified bond issue. The total amount of bids received by the city was 5. BNY Mellon Capital Market was the winning bidder on bonds. With this bond bid, the city will use it to fund the purchases of various heavy equipment and will refinance bonds of the city that was originally issued in 2008 and 2010. Marshview Park will be receiving new gazebos thanks to a state grant awarded to the City of Lynn. The grant provided by the state will cover the cost of approximately $33,334 that will cover part of the gazebo, and the city will match the community development grant that will cover the rest of the costs. Installation of the new gazebo is set to begin in the fall. The upgrade will extend the bike path from Saugus into Lynn, which is part of the Northern Strand Community Bike Trail. Lynn Community Health Center has hired a new Chief of Human Resources. Kathy Duggan, who served as Interim Chief of Human Resources Officer since April of 2019, emerged as the leading candidate for the Chief of Human Resources role. For 30 years, Duggan was the human resource leadership at General Electric Aviation at GE Corporation in Lynn. Duggan's work at large corporation and her experience with Community Health Center made her a great candidate for the position. Lynn Community Health Center CEO Kime Mahanye praised her experience and is excited to work with her. The North Shore Navigators have added a pair of pitchers and outfielders to their roster for the 2020 season. In the outfield, the Navigators picked up Joe Gunn and Jack Wharf. Gunn, a native from Newcastle, Pennsylvania, in 48 games at Penn State, batted .235 with 1 home run. He also stole 8 bases and had 18 RBIs. Wharf, who is currently a freshman at UMass Amherst, played 3 varsity seasons at Xaverian Brothers High School. As a senior at Xaverian Brothers, he earned all scholastic honors as well as Catholic Conference All-Star and Team MVP honors during his junior season. On the mound for the Navigators, Luke Carpenter and Jack Metzger will be on the roster. Carpenter, a native of Charlotte, North Carolina, was a 2-year varsity letterman at Ardrey Kell High School. During his junior season, Carpenter posted a 27-7 record and went 7-0 in the state championships. Metzger, a native of Powell, Ohio, as a senior in high school, Metzger earned All-State second-team honors and was named Player of the Year. These new additions hope to bring championships to the Navigators this upcoming season. The Navigators opened their season on May 27th. Former Lynn classical football star Keith Ridley Jr. has transferred from Boston College to Bryant University in Rhode Island. Ridley will continue his football career at Bryant, where he hopes to earn the starting quarterback role. A factor for Ridley transferring from Boston College was the change of positions. At Boston College, Ridley was moved to tight end, a position he never got comfortable with. Classes at Bryant University began on 21st, and Ridley began off-season workouts with his teammates. Ridley also has 4 years of eligibility and does not have to sit out this upcoming season. Now time for the police update. Lynn Police are investigating 2 incidents that occurred Monday night. According to Lieutenant Michael Kimmick, 7 shots were fired near Layton and Washington Street. There were also reports of shots being fired around Alley and Pleasant Street. Nobody was shot in any of these incidents. No arrests have been made and the incidents remain under investigation. Sunday night, 2 men were arrested on drug trafficking charges after police seized oxycodone pills from their home. Macal Martinez Troncosco and Felix Roe de la Cruz were arrested and charged with trafficking over 200 grams of a Class A drug and conspiracy to violate drug laws. Lynn Police also seized $4,200 in cash from their Mall Street home. This arrest is a result of a joint investigation between the Lynn Police Drug Task Force and the Drug Enforcement Administration. On Monday, a Lynn man was sentenced to 4.5 years in prison after being found guilty of fraud and money laundering. Chukwuemeka Eze admitted to receiving and laundering $1.4 million between May and June of 2018. Back in November, Eze pleaded guilty to bank fraud, money laundering, and aggravated identity theft after being in federal custody since June. Prosecutors claimed that Eze used the name, date of birth, and social security number of one victim to open a bank account in the victim's name. Eze also used the name of a fake Massachusetts corporation called Levestrones GMD. As part of his sentence, Eze had to pay back $8,662 as part of restitution. Lynn Grows celebrated its 1-year anniversary at Lynn Arts, and LCTV was in attendance.
Today we're here at Lynn Arts, 25 Exchange Street, and we're celebrating the 1-year celebration of the Lynn Grows initiative, which is a partnership with the Food Project and the Lynn Food and Fitness Alliance. And we're celebrating all of the great work we've done today around reshaping the food system here in Lynn.
I'm the Regional Director for the Food Project's North Shore site. Yeah, so like the vision is kind of, we want to build like a local food system that's like values-based, that pays workers the real amount it takes to do the work. And so that's from the farmers to the folks that work at the store, and then that we can get local, fresh, healthy produce, culturally relevant produce in particular. And so like...
Yeah, I think the Food Project has like a really unique culture. You get to meet a lot of like people you wouldn't really meet outside of the Food Project, and you like form very strong connections. You get to do really powerful work. You get to really see the change that you make in your community, and you get to see like beautiful events like these take place.
Project, I was able to see like the change that I was actually making in my community, and I didn't even know that this was happening and stuff like that. So like it really allowed me to give back to where like I've grown up all my life.
I'm Norris Guscott, the director of the Lynn Food and Fitness Alliance. My role serves as a repository of sorts for the city, where we have partnerships with the various food businesses, with the residents, anything food and health related, whether that's a community.
The positive impacts that the Food Project has done in my community, and I just love seeing my community get more empowered, and that's why I always come back, so I can help my community further develop.
Over the weekend, LCTV went to the Nights of Pythias for a hip-hop charity show hosted by Grindhouse Recordings. Here's more from the show.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Edwin Cabrera. Me and my partner Chris Martin put this event on for the night. We're Grindhouse Recordings. We have a good night in front of us, so we have Rec Shop here as vendors. We have DJ Curtis Cuts as the DJ, Loman as another DJ. We have IMAV performing. C. Wells, who's probably Boston's biggest rapper, is coming out tonight. It's gonna be a very, very, very good night. We're just gonna have a good time. It's all hip hop. It's all love. Everything is going to charity at the end of the night. So all proceeds that we're gonna make, we're gonna donate to Habitat Plus, who helps homeless vets get housing and food to eat. So this whole night, everything, all the positive energy, at the end of the day, everything that we make from the proceeds go to charity. So it's going to be a good night for a good cause.
And that's what my mama. You can get wiped by my father. You know they made it like Oscar. So when you messing with bosses, how did you ever see the I've been so quick on my feet, but still carrying too long that shit. Let's do it. It's alright, I'ma stick to the pace. Let's do it. Don't worry about trying to get famous. They play tags on payments. Everyone want no face. I'm begging that taste.
LCTV sat down with the clerk and chief of elections, Janet Rowe, for an update on the 2020 Massachusetts presidential primary on March 3rd.
Hi, I'm Janet Rowe, City Clerk and Chief of Elections here in the City of Lynn, and I wanted to share with you some information on the upcoming presidential primary, which will be held on March 3rd. I wanted to mention, first of all, anyone who is an unenrolled voter, that usually people call that an independent voter, you will have to choose a ballot this year. You're going to have to choose either a Democratic ballot, a Republican ballot, a Libertarian ballot, or a Green Rainbow ballot. These ballots are available on our website for you to view, and your presidential preference, state committee man, state committee woman, and your ward committee will be on this ballot. I also want to talk to you about absentee ballot voting. We currently have them in our office right now. So if you're not able to come on March 3rd for any reason, whether you're going to be away, you're at college, or due to illness, you can come in right now and vote by absentee. You can download the application off our website, mail it into us, email it into us, or drop it off. We'll get that ballot right out to you. It only costs you 65 cents to mail it back, or you can have a family member or yourself drop it off. You also can come into the office today and start voting by absentee ballot. Early voting is going to be held the week before the primary. It begins on Monday, February 24th through Friday, February 28th, and that will be during regular business hours here in City Hall. And the final thing I want to talk to you about is the last day to register to vote. That is going to be on Wednesday, February 12th. Our office is open till 8 p.m. and it is also the last day that you can change your party if you need to do that. You can also register to vote online. All you need to do is go to registertovotema.com. You need a Massachusetts driver's license, and you'll be able to vote for the next President of the United States. So I hope that I gave you enough options for voting, and thank you for listening, and I hope to see you on March 3rd. Thank you.
On this week's Community Connector, we highlight the Multicultural Night at Lynn English High. Here's this week's Community Connector.
Tonight, we're hosting the Lynn English High School Multicultural Festival. It is hosted by the class of 2021, and we have a number of students who have set up various tables representing about a dozen different cultures that are represented here in the Lynn English community.
So this is a display that Sam and I put together. In the planning of the cultural night, we found out that we share a common heritage. Our families are both from Sweden, so we kind of pooled our resources, and we both made a traditional Swedish dish and brought together some decorations that are typical around the holidays and in Swedish culture.
So this is the Indonesian flag, so it's a Indonesian culture. We have nasi goreng, which is just fried rice, and it's consisted from like margarine, like spicy chili powder, stuff like that. And then people usually put like fruits and veggies on the side to make it, I guess, a little healthier.
In Swedish culture, Christmas is probably the most important holiday. It's a holiday where people will travel long distances to get together with their families and spend time with their families. So it's really important, and people enjoy it.
I mean, so many of us have pride in our heritage and our culture, and to have an event where you actually get to represent the culture of your family and the history of your family, I think that's important for all of us. For myself, both as a teacher and a father, I made some hummus from Lebanon, and I actually had my daughter in the kitchen with me and showing her for the first time how we make this family dish. And I know that story was played out with so many of our students, where they were in the kitchen with their parents learning how to make these foods, and it's like it's an opportunity for these things to be passed down to another generation.
There's 17,000 islands, so there's a lot of different cultures. Every culture is different. One of the main known cultures is the Balinese culture. That's why we have like the Balinese hat and like and shirt over there.
I decided to make Swedish meatballs, which is a staple of a Christmas dinner in a Swedish household or a Swedish family. So,
my dad's from the main island, which is like one of the bigger islands, and it's just like every culture is different. Some cultures like gold, some cultures like silver. There's no like one culture. It's all split up. I feel like there's not a lot of Indonesian students here, so it's cool that they get to like see my culture.
Now for the sports update. The St. Mary's Spartans defeated Roxbury Prep last night 79-55 to move to 16-2 on the season. Senior forward Lee Pacheco led the way for the Spartans with 22 points and 4 rebounds. After a back and forth first half, the Spartans picked up the offense in the third quarter as they outscored Roxbury 20-8. Their lead got as big as 25. The Spartans had a balanced scoring attack as Sammy Batista added 14 points and Joey Abate Walsh had 12 points and 7 rebounds. On Monday, the Spartans host Cathedral in a matchup for the Catholic Central League title. Tip-off is at 6:30. Lynn Tech fell to 4-11 on the season after their 55-45 loss to Greater Lawrence last night. Tech was led by Luis Pinero, who had a team-high 13 points, and Yael Vizcaíno, who added 8 points and 3 steals. The Tigers look to bounce back on Monday when they take on Chelsea. The Lynn English Bulldogs are now 14-2 on the season after their 90-40 victory over Saugus on Tuesday night. The Bulldogs were led by Mason Jean-Baptiste, who had a game-high 26 points for the Bulldogs. Senior Jean-Baptiste Mukeba added a double-double. Mukeba had 19 points to go along with 12 rebounds and 5 blocks. English is back on the court tonight as they host crosstown rival Lynn Classical. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. The Rams snapped their losing skid Tuesday night as they defeated Salem 54-52 in overtime. Jaden Thornton's corner three-pointer with time running down tied the game at 52. A defensive stop by the Rams would send the game to overtime. Thornton would finish the game with 17 points to lead the Rams. In overtime, Jeffrey Barbosa would seal the game for Lynn Classical with a drive-in kick to Raynel Nunez, who would hit the go-ahead floater to put the Rams up 54-52. With this victory, the Rams are just one win away from clinching a state tournament berth. They look to do that against Lynn English. The Lady Bulldogs moved to 12-3 on the season after their 42-30 loss to NEC rival Saugus Tuesday night. Being down by as many as 14 points, the Bulldogs got no closer than 4 points after Michaela Johnson knocked down a three-pointer to cut what was once a 32-18 lead to 28-32. Saugus would close the game out with a 10-2 run. The Sachems and the Bulldogs are currently tied for first place in the Northeastern Conference. English looks to move to 13-3 on the season tonight as they travel to Classical. The Lady Rams moved to 7-9 on the season after their 54-36 victory over Salem. They were led by Jean Gupton Morrison's 12 points, and Reese Sprinkler contributed with 9 points. The Lady Rams need to win out in order to clinch a state tournament berth. They look to continue their winning streak against English tonight. The St. Mary's Lady Spartans have now won 17 straight games after their 79-28 victory over Arlington Catholic last Friday. The Lady Spartans got big games from Olivia Matela, Maya Bergdorf, and Gabby Torres. The three combined for 46 points. Matela's game-high 19 points led all scores. Bergdorf added 16, and Torres had 11 for the game. Tonight, the Lady Spartans are back on the court and look to make it 18 in a row as they go on the road to take on Cardinal Spellman. Lynn Tech Lady Tigers are now 8-8 on the season after an 18-point victory over Fellowship Tuesday night. Neo Majuma led the Lady Tigers with 15 points in the 48-29 victory. Iranus, Julio, and Lily Cole each had 10 points. With this win, the Lady Tigers need two more victories to clinch a state tournament bid. On Monday, the Lady Tigers travel to Chelsea. Tuesday night at Conte Forum, the Boston College Eagles put together a strong effort against 7th-ranked Duke Blue Devils, but came up short in a 63-55 loss. After taking a 47-43 lead with about 5 minutes left to play, the Blue Devils ended the game on a 20-8 run. Trey Jones scored 8 points during that span, including 2 late free throws to seal the victory. Jones would finish with 18 points to lead the Blue Devils. BC senior Derek Thornton led all scorers with 21 points. The Eagles are now 11-12 on the season and 5-7 in ACC play and are on the road Saturday as they take on Virginia Tech. The Boston Celtics have now won their 5th game in a row after their 116-100 victory over the Orlando Magic Wednesday night at the TD Garden. Jason Tatum had a big night for the Celtics as he dropped 33 points and hit 5 3-pointers. This was Tatum's 4th 30-point game of the season. Gordon Hayward continued his stretch of 20-point games as he finished the night with 23 points to go along with 7 rebounds and 7 assists. The Celtics are now 33-15 on the season and hold the number 3 spot in the Eastern Conference. Tonight, the Celtics look to extend their winning streak to 6 as they host the Atlanta Hawks. Tip-off is at 7:30 p.m. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs on becoming Super Bowl champions. After being down 20-10 in the 4th quarter, the Chiefs scored 21 unanswered points in the 4th quarter, led by quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes completed a 3rd and 15 to Tyreek Hill and followed that with a 1-yard touchdown pass to Travis Kelce. After a 3-and-out, the Chiefs went 65 yards on 7 plays, capped off by a 5-yard touchdown pass from Mahomes to Damian Williams to give the Chiefs a 24-20 lead. Williams would seal the game with a 38-yard touchdown run that would extend the lead to 31-20. Mahomes was named Super Bowl MVP, and Chiefs head coach Andy Reid won his first Super Bowl ring after 22 years as a head coach. On this week's Community Connector, we sat down with Nathan and Kari Gray. Here is this week's Lowdown. welcome to the Lynn Lowdown. Today we have some special guests with us. We have Nathan, Caden, and Kari. What's going on?
How are you? Doing well.
Doing well?
Thank you for having us.
Got the nerves out?
Yeah. Feeling a little bit better.
And they are here. We're talking about eco-friendly stuff, saving the earth. They got a special project that they're currently working on. You know, plastic bottles, a whole bunch of things in these bottles. So, I mean, talk to me. What we got going on with this project you're working on?
So these are eco bricks. They're plastic water bottles packed tightly with other plastics, clean, dry plastics that you could find inside of vegetable wrapping or potato chip bags or your cereal box. Plastic wrapping inside, just all soft plastics that can be stuffed inside of there.
That you can't recycle.
Yeah, most of these soft plastics can't be recycled. And so it's a way to stop it from going into the environment, into our landfills, into incinerators. The big thing is keeping it out of the environment.
Yeah, so what got you guys started with this? What made you guys decide that this was something that you guys were interested in doing? What was the spark, or was it something you saw, something you researched, or?
Yeah, we were on vacation with some family, and it came up. My brother-in-law is also part of the project. Marvin Reese brought up the idea of the eco bricks and how he thought it was such a simple yet effective solution to our plastic waste problem and really crisis. And so we just brought it up, and I was like, yeah, we got to try this, and started shoving plastic inside of a bottle, and we just came up with the idea to introduce it through a couple of schools, and one of my schools being Thurgood Marshall Middle School, because I went to Thurgood Marshall Middle School, and we also invited the middle school in Newbury to be a part of it, because that's where the eco brick house is going to be built. And so we brought the two schools together. Both the principals, it was Beth Yondo of the Newbury Middle School, and Molly Cohan of Thurgood Marshall Middle School. Both the principals really just took it to heart and was willing to bring it into their schools. And so the kids started making them. I started posting pictures and videos, and it's just incredible the amount of people that are becoming involved, and the kids are really loving these projects. Just the people are a big part of this. They really need that simple yet effective solution.
Yeah, definitely, especially getting the kids involved in learning about eco-friendly and saving the earth. How long would you say, since you guys started, how much support have you guys received? And with the putting the plastics in the bottles, how long have you guys been doing it? How would say the years have you guys been doing it?
We started September of this year, and we have saved hundreds of pounds of plastic so far from going into the environment, incinerators and landfills. We have hundreds of these eco bricks, and just more and more schools. I think there's a lot of teachers running with it, but I think we're about up to 15 schools that are involved in this, and environmental clubs are taking it on. Whole schools are taking it on. I just spoke at Salem High School yesterday to about 50 students, and they want to take on the project. People are doing it at home. We're doing these eco brick building days. It's an incredible amount of people.
So you guys, it was started off as a family thing, and then you guys expanded, and now you're getting more families involved. So you guys kind of making this a family thing for a lot of people in the community. Was that a little bit of the vision, or was just let's just see how many people we can get to help out and go from there?
Well, I think it was for us. It was very apparent early on, and maybe earlier for me, that we wanted to work together as a family. We wanted to do what we were doing as a family, and in our home a lot. In America's culture today, we pay for our home, but we're not in it 80% of the time, and that creates a lot of burden and stress on families. So we knew that we wanted to be together and do something together, and doing a project like this also creates awareness within the family, especially when your kids are saying, oh my gosh, look at all this plastic, and then they go shopping with you, and they are holding you to account when you're trying to buy something. They bring it to another level, I think, in challenging you to do better. So that sparked the idea of doing it as a family, as a community, and the schools schools were kind of a bonus. The kids just take it and run with it. And the innovation that can come from just one kid stuffing an eco bottle could change the world in and of themselves. So that's really exciting to us.
Yeah, he never lets us walk by any plastics on the street or anything now. He's eco brick plastic, It takes forever to get anywhere. But
and we had done it before that, so it was just a problem for me. It was a sad problem, so I probably took the more negative route. I was really discouraged. And we live in a coastal community. I was from Beverly and he was from Lynn, and I was constantly picking up plastic everywhere, and then it would be back the next day. And the more I look, the more it is. And even in our dirt and our sand now, tiny microplastics are everywhere. So you don't have to look on the news to see a scary picture of plastic. It's in your neighborhood, in your backyard, in your water, and your food. So I was really discouraged. So when Nathan started the Eco Brick, this seemed like a way that I could do something positively, and I think that's been resonating with others as well. They feel the same way.
Yeah, so you guys been, to get those bottles, you guys go out in the community and do like cleanups to find these bottles, and or do people donate the bottles?
We're encouraging people to do them at home. We're encouraging people to use their own plastics to clean, dry them, and cut them up. It's a little bit easier if you cut them up into smaller pieces to get a really tight eco brick. And we're encouraging them to do that at homes, because what it is an education and awareness tool. So it's bringing the awareness of how much plastic we actually consume on a daily just daily, how much plastic we consume. We were filling up one eco brick about one a week, so you can just imagine how much plastic comes into that. And it's amazing how much actually plastic fits inside the eco brick.
A full, outdoor picnic table, a lot bigger than this, would fill an eco brick. So it's pretty profound how much can go into it, but even more profound how much we use.
So we ask people to do it at home and then to turn them into us. We did a river cleanup, which was pretty tricky. You have to do a lot of cleanup of the plastic. It's pretty dirty, but we're moving over to doing some ocean cleanups coming up this spring. And that's going to be a great way to get it directly out of the environment and not back into our waste system, because we have this false sense of security of when we put it inside the blue bin that our plastics are being properly stewarded and such. And there's so many studies out there saying that at least a third of them isn't even making it to the recycling system. These soft plastics are not really being recycled.
Now, overall, you guys are going to build an eco brick house?
Yep. We need 12,000 of these to build the small house that we want to build, and it's going to be in Newberry. And they all get stacked up just like this. This will be the interior of the wall, and those be all the way up the wall, 8 feet tall, as well as on the ceiling. We've been experimenting with them for insulation value as well, using spray foam insulation. So we're hoping to work with other universities, other colleges. Really want to put that call out there for people that want to get involved to help with the progression of it as an insulation value, and leave them all exposed. It's not a occupied dwelling, so we don't have to meet all the strict building codes, though eventually we do plan on at least trying to get them into an occupied building. But yeah, so it's 12,000 of them. There's going to be, it equals about 4,000 pounds of plastics. Or you could look at it as the plastic bags, about 300,000 plastic bags. And you would think that's a lot of plastic, but a city like Lynn with over 100,000 residents, if one person uses one plastic bag to go pick up their snack, to the grocery food store they go and they get 7 of them, at the end of the week, that's 3 days. 100,000 people, 1 bag a day. That's only 3 days. So
that is true.
We need a solution. It seems like so much plastic, but we consume a lot.
So how far are you from your goal for reaching that? Where are you guys right now?
For the 12,000?
Yeah.
Or for our ultimate goal?
We only have a few hundred right now. There's a lot of them out there still being built, but we're still working towards that. We got a grant from the Lynn Cultural Council to help to build the actual shed. We're very thankful for that, and that's going to help with the other the building material and such, and so we're getting there. We do need to raise more funds for the actual build, though.
And if anybody wants to help in any type of way, how can they do that?
Yeah, go to our website, the www.ecobrick.us. We have a donating button there that people can donate. We have a GoFundMe. They can follow us on that website, as well as the Facebook EcoBrick US on Facebook, and they can find the help for the donating portion on that.
Just a lot of support. They need a lot of support. I got some plastic bags if you guys want them.
Start stuffing.
Just go outside.
I got a whole bunch for you guys in my desk. So after this, I'll give you some of those back. Kaden, you got nothing to say? Nothing?
Did you do your EcoBrick?
Do you like EcoBricks? Yeah.
Yeah, he's got plastic is his world lately.
He a little shy right now.
Yeah.
He a little shy, but this is definitely a good thing that you guys are doing. And lastly, you said you guys have an ocean cleanup in the spring.
Yep.
Tell me about that before we get out of here.
Yeah, we're going to be working with the city to organize a ocean cleanup, and working with Seaside Sustainable out of Gloucester, and they do a lot of ocean cleanups, and we're going to be able to take that plastic. We're working with these precious plastic shredding machines that we can bring the plastic actually right to a tent, and we'll shred the plastics and put them right inside the eco bricks, or right there on site. Yeah.
And working with Lynn too.
Is it going to be throughout the North Shore, the ocean cleanup?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, also too, I think in addition to some of the work that we're trying to do with cities, and Lynn being one of them, to support the burden of the trash is just intense. But if everybody, I was thinking with just Kaden and I, if you continue to survey just your block, that's it, with a few people, and keep that cleaned, and not only can you obviously fill a tremendous amount of eco bricks, but it really is doing a tremendous amount of work to keep it out of the ocean and out of our air too. These things break down into really tiny plastics and go into our water supplies as well as just the ocean. So
we're doing an eco-brick building day here in Lynn too. We don't have the exact date, but Thurgood Marshall Middle School seems like the perfect place to hold this eco-brick building day. So definitely have to stay tuned on the exact date and time where people can come and actually build the eco-bricks.
Come bring your plastic.
Figure out how the weight of it and the size of it and more details about it.
All right, so you guys have a lot planned for 2020.
We have a lot planned. There's a lot more, but this is a little bit. This is a good chunk.
All right, it's great work. It's great work that you guys are doing. Thank you for coming. And one more time, if anybody wants to help, just tell them where to go.
It's www.ecobrick.us.
All right, there you have it. Save the earth, people. All right.
Thank you.
We gotta get out of here. Kaden, nothing still? Nothing?
No.
You don't want to say nothing? No? You don't want to say nothing to your friends?
We'll get there.
Say thank you, Mukala.
Thank you
for having us.
Kaden's a little shy, but we'll get him to talk next time they come. All right, you guys are watching the Lynn Lowdown. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.
And now time for some upcoming local events. On Tuesday, February 11th, the Lynn Community Association will be hosting a fundraiser at Skinny Hank's Barbecue from 4 p.m. until 9 p.m. 15% of the sales will go towards the Lynn Community Association. Also on Tuesday, the Lynn Transit Action Plan Committee will be holding a public info meeting at North Shore Community College from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. There'll be an open house at the beginning of the meeting where guests can review project materials and engage with project staff. The Lynn Transit Action Plan identifies strategies for faster and more reliable transit services for the city. Along with identifying strategies, the Transit Action Plan is also looking to make improvements to bus, subway, ferry, and commuter rail services. On Wednesday, February 12th is voter registration deadline for the 2020 presidential primary. Those who have yet to register should visit City Hall's election office. LCTV's next Paramount film series will take place this upcoming Monday, February 10th. The movie choice for February is Sleepless in Seattle. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Movie begins at 7 p.m. Free popcorn and beverages will be available. Thank you for watching the LCTV News. Like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and visit us at lyntv.org to watch any show anytime on your computer, tablet, or phone. I'm Mukala Kabongo. Have a great day.
This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Columbia Insurance Agency, serving the Lynn community for over 60 years with home, auto, and business insurance.